My name is Jeff Kernan. I live outside of Chicago in Barrington, Illinois, and I use lasers, primarily my fiber laser for firearms, knives, those kind of things, for annealing, a lot of beer openers, a lot of those kind of things that need the metal. And I use my bolt for the hat patches, for a lot of fun, just experimenting, because largely I do have a business, but I mostly do this because it's fun and I want to have social media content and do all the fun stuff in my free time. It's fantastic. I mean, these guys are always fantastic, whatever they do for you, but I was actually one of the last people to be able to get in because I delayed too much, didn't think I was going to sell out immediately, but I was able to do it, and I'm glad I did, because I got to come back to my home state of Texas, see how real life is back here in Texas, and really the classes, the sessions, the tour is much bigger than I expected headquarters to be honest. It was great, and meeting all of these people and all of these guys that I talk to all the time on, when I need support, I actually be able to hang out with them and have a beer and chat. It's been awesome. Thunder Laser was really where I started. I got like a little diode for about 4 weeks, and I was like, this is fun. Now I need to see what I really want to be able to use it for a business, to be able to use it for, like I said, the content, all those kind of fun things. And what I saw were the people that I was following, because I was a woodworker when I got into this, they all had Thunder Lasers. So I was like, well, that's where I got to check out. Chatted with everybody. That seemed to be the way to go. They had the bolt that had just come out, so that was my first purchase. It's so fast, it's so efficient. I don't have to, I probably should better maintain them, but I hardly maintain the things, and they just go. And I never have anything that's not my own fault if I have an issue. I was hoping to get a lot from Alicia's content about how you develop the business and how you actually need to not do like I do and just run it after every shiny object and figure things out and have a million different products, but actually specialize. So I got that for sure. And then the maintenance one that they did, because I have not been on the knowledge base enough to see the real maintenance I should be doing. And there's some super easy things that I should have done probably a year ago that now I have to go home and do to make sure I keep this thing going. Oh yeah, I mean, they're great people to begin with. I've watched Robert forever on YouTube. That's how I know how to do tumblers and how to run the rotary already, because I've watched everything he's done and I use it. Obviously Alicia, I'm in several of her groups and chat with her, and she does very cool stuff. And, obviously the customer service guys I talk to on some of the Thursday events that you guys do, and they're awesome. They're fun to hang out with, and they actually know this stuff backwards and forwards. So I was able to accomplish a lot of questions I had about, I didn't quite know how to do it, but I didn't want to be one of those Facebook people asking how to do all these different things that they nailed. I mean, simple question, they answered it, and I'm ready to go. It's been great. The customer service is going to be a big part of it, because when I got into this, when I got the Thunders, I had no idea how to do any of this stuff. And I see a whole lot of people on social media, Facebook, all those things, just asking a million questions. And I didn't want to be that person. And what I found was, with the training that I got from Chris on the Aurora and just the knowledge base, I was able to figure out how to run a laser really from scratch, because this was all new to me, and I feel like I'm pretty good at it now. And a lot of that is because it's so easy to use as a best customer service. And really, when it came down to it, there was the training, the videos, the knowledge base to get me through a lot of the things without me having to do a whole lot of work. Well, this is the first time I've actually seen a Nova in person, in action, doing all that stuff. And I've seen videos, obviously, but I've never actually seen one to see how large they are and how fast they go and all these fun things. So that was huge for me. The Bolt, I know very well. I love it. At this point, if they had a fiber laser over here in the corner for me to play with, I'd have been all over that too. But it was good to be able to see the Nova and see how it functions and see how it differs and how you control it, because someday I'd like to probably have a much bigger format in there, and it's good to be able to play with it, because that's not something you get to do every day. You don't get to go play with $12,000, $14,000 lasers and figure out how to work them. Well, that's very cool. I mean, I thought we were going to be like at some motel down the street where you have to go back and forth. The fact that it's all here, that was super easy. And then we had a lot of late night kind of hangouts with the presenters, with the other people here at the session, and that I think added a ton. The fact that we were so close that we were able to all hang out here and have pretty much fun evenings was great. The food, I'm a big fan of food, so I'm not all that picky, but it was actually very good, and especially today, I was happy with today's food. I think I probably had a little bit too much. I'm excited about all of the machines if I can figure out a way to put them into my woodworking shop, because I have 0 square footage available. But yeah, I would love to upgrade to, one, the air handling on the Bolt Pro, but also really just that tube. I don't have any issues with the RF that I have in the Bolt. I mean, it does everything perfectly for me. I've had no issues with that, but I'm kind of one of those guys that likes to have the coolest, latest tech, and that's definitely now in my head that I need to have one of those things in the shop. Absolutely. The May one, it's in Dallas. I mean, I come to Texas whenever I get the chance. I'm from Dallas, so I will absolutely be at that one. I think I was one of the first people to send the email when they said to send your email if you wanted to come to that one. So I was on that immediately, because it was a great event, and really the people that I've met here, people I had no idea who they were, 2 days ago, and now I have friends, and we're talking chatting, we're Instagram. So I hope if an even larger format version of that it's going to be, it's going to be the place to be. There's a lot of people that I've even chatted. I've posted a few reels about what we're doing here, and they're like, "Oh, well, when does this thing take place? We're going to do this every year?" Everybody wants to go to it, so I don't even need to recommend it. I'm getting questions from people about how is this going to happen, when's the next one, even from manufacturers, like some of the people that make the rotaries and things like that. When's this going to be, and how do we get to the next one? So I think my recommendation is probably much less than the huge demand they're going to have for it, but I would recommend it to everybody, because it was a blast. It was absolutely fun.